Orla. Like Deputy Barry, I'd like to thank the Minister for his inclusive style with regard to his approach on this matter, and I welcome his very positive and strong statements to the House today with regard to our strategic approach over the next number of weeks, months, and indeed the medium to long-term strategy on approaching the Common Agricultural Policy. I welcome the Minister's comments to me at the committee meeting on Tuesday in relation to your strong identification with and attachment to the small rural farmer and the disadvantage payment issue. And I welcome your support with regard to how we can tailor that going forward into the future to get maximum effect and benefit for rural economies, and to assure a fair and equitable distribution of much needed resources to rural Ireland in light of the scarce resources made available. I also welcome the Minister's priorities with regard to your strategy in approaching the whole Common Agricultural Policy, and you will have this side of the House, and certainly from the Labour Party, will support you 100% in that regard to ensure that you resource as best as possible the CAP, and to ensure that that this country has a sustainable food production strategy in the interest of the broader economy. I can assure you that you will have our full support in securing the flexibility from other Member States in relation to the type of payment model that you outlined at the committee meeting on Tuesday. It's important that you're very clear on that you have our full support to secure a very fair and equitable system to ensure that the single farm payment funds are protected, and to also ensure that any adjustments are fair with regard to what's coming down the line. I note very carefully your clarification during the week with regard to an issue I raised with you surrounding the necessity to ensure that whatever emerges from the reforms, that we have a simple and effective way of minimising unnecessary bureaucracy that many farmers face with regard to the minefield of paperwork that's involved with regard to compliance. And in that regard, I support the Minister's position with regard to the unnecessary action during the week in Wexford, where direct action took place against the Minister, the Department, and indeed officials, which we were led to believe was as a consequence of the failure to communicate issues surrounding. Can I say, Minister, that it's now been brought to my attention that compliance in relation to paperwork is a major issue for your department. And when we look at reforms, these are areas that we need to look at reform in order to ensure that the department is reaching its targets under the spending review, interdepartmental spending review commissioned by Brendan Howlin. Your department must be spending significant resources correcting bureaucracy, documentation, following up on reviewing maps, digitised maps, and so on. And we need to tackle this inefficiency within the department to ensure that we have prompt payment and we have efficient and secure payment for rural communities. Okay. What time have I?
You're finished. Your time's up. It's over.
I'd only started.